just operating this vessel. And then all of a sudden, my soul starts remembering, holy, I was also this person, this person, this person, and you just start remembering everything. And then you see a clear line of the patterns, the loops, everything. And you see it's a reflective period of you like understanding what you just came through, all these lessons that you, because like when you see, this is how they're also monetizing souls. Long as you die in a fear-facting type of way, there's most likely a chance that's the next type of life you're going to be living to. And that's just the reality of it, you know what I mean? And so you're going to know, I'm going to know when I die, my soul's gonna be like, oh, you were already on the path, so you get it. So okay, what was it, man? What was it? Because you're like doing some crazy shit. That shit was awesome. Like, what were you know what I mean? Like your soul is just like, whoa, this is cool. Whoa, whoa. And then you just start reflecting. What was it? Boom. You start looking at every single lifetime. Like I said, when you're working in your shadow work, you see it all. Doom, doom, doom. Your soul just like, oh my God, we planned it like that, to have a certain type of life, that frequency of desirable outcome. That's what our soul wants. And it includes humanity. But we gotta become it first. You know what I mean? So you're not getting rid of AI. It's not going anywhere. So learn to work with it. Become your desirable frequency outcome. And when your soul starts seeing all of it, that's about like well, it really depends, because I know my sister is currently like, my sister in this lifetime, Tracy Ferrugia, is positive that my niece just had a baby girl, and that's the incarnation of my sister. But you know, so usually the reflection period is it's approximately 10 years, because time doesn't exist, but we're going through it because our soul just had an experience. The most exhilarating thing that our soul can do is come down here on planet Earth and have this experience, right? So it's reflecting, but there's no time there. It doesn't exist. But on Earth time, it's about 10 years. But my sister just incarnated into my baby niece, Amber Rain Larange, ERL. And my sister passed away when I was like 32, maybe 33. I'm 50, so 17 years ago. But so souls can hang on to because through many of my experiences through plant medicine and healing that I've done, my sister was a big part of it, because she always protected me. She was actually my living sacral chakra. Always tuning me into my, oh, he's going to be a great this and a great that. Like, always like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. She's really pushing me to be more creative in other ways than the rest of our family. My whole life, man, my whole life. This is my little bro. He won't, yeah, no, he's going to be this and he's going to be that. I mean, it's such a long time ago, man. And so when your soul's going through this experience, you're doing it with a bunch of people collectively, right? And so now she's back here, and we have the awareness. So your soul's going through this 10-year reflecting period, but also souls can come right back, because I had you know, when I work in the Akashic Records, I just kind of tap in. So when I tapped into mine, I was born in 74, and I died in like, because I'm on the path, like my soul is committed to a whole other level, the soul knows, in like the early 70s. And when I told my teacher, she mentioned it once. Well, I don't know, it's usually about this long. I've never heard that before. I'm like, yeah, well, you've never heard of a spigot either, you know what I mean? He told me that as well. So there's a first time for everything. So I believe souls have, because they're in it. I'm in it. Like, look what I'm talking about. I don't hear anyone talking about living for future incarnations and telling you what a soul, and I don't hear this type of language, but I'm living it. It's how I live my life. And so like everything matters. The soul matters, man. It has like this innate thing to become, and it's just like constantly like not chasing, but like the doors are just like expanding, and it's just listening. It's just like listening, and it's just like guiding you closer to this frequency of desirable outcome, man. It's like it's wild, you know. And you're seeing everything much more clearly, because let me tell you, it's not overnight, and it's not so clear all the time. There's steps, and it's not like step 1, step 2. It's like step 1, step 1.18 and then step 17 zeros, 0.112, whatever. You know what I mean? Like it's forever, man. So you're not getting rid of AI. It's not going anywhere. So learn to work with it, learn what it's all about, set these things into your Akashic records, into your soul's blueprint, release all this stuff that I'm talking about in your energy centers and your chakras, because this is what stays down here when your soul dies and your body's done and you incarnate. It's through your energy centers. So work on your energy centers. Find someone who, in this time, like that's what I mean. The world needs this. And let me tell you, you may not have like that brand you want to introduce to the world, but you need to fix yourself first. You need to repair yourself first. You need to know what works for you first. And you're gonna hit a cement wall. You're gonna fall backwards many times before you truly set that tone. You create the signature frequency in which you're missing, and you create it by taking action and by taking the energy, and you create the frequencies, because it's not just one frequency of desirable outcome. It's not just one energy. It's not just one vibration. It's multiples. It's layered, just like your lifetime, just like the healing, just like your soul's depth of understanding, all the different emotional, mental, and spiritual depletions that we may be going through in one lifetime. So now you accumulate that in multiple lifetimes, and in every lifetime, whatever was emotional in this lifetime in acceptance might not be the same type of emotional acceptance in the previous lifetime. It could have been mental. You know what I mean? Like we're working in a very and then in this lifetime there's like actually, you know, sorry, that was so crazy. All I'm saying, there's not always the same. They're not always the same, but they're always in alignment of like receiving what you're healing, because it's a combination of the emotional, spiritual, and mental healing of one emotion. To understand all of it is how you truly can work through it to start forming a habit that will support the opposite, that's in alignment with the frequency of desirable outcome. You following me? So nothing's going away, nothing's going to happen in this lifetime. Things are going to get crazier, things are going to get wild, things are going to be really almost impossible before they get better, but they're going to get better. You know what I mean? Because you're going to do it for yourself, and you're going to set the foundation, you're going to set your land, and you're going to put up your security, you're going to put up your walls, and you're going to protect yourself, and you're going to grow your own food, and you're going to just be as much as self-sustained as you can, while using the whole system to help you through it, however that is, by understanding it. Because information and isolation and growth kind of go hand in hand. You know what I mean? Like you'll have enough time to do the relationships and take care of your responsibilities, but like in isolation time, it's growth, it's expansion, it's like the work. You know what I mean? Because we got shit to unlock, we got shit to do, and we have a soul that's going to be having other human experiences for the mission. And the mission, although you will benefit from when you're energetically committed, that means you got to listen to your soul, no matter how hard it is to say no. But you're like, oh, but it's almost there. Yeah, and it always will almost always only be there. You know what I mean? Until the carrot will always be dangling unless you switch it up. And sometimes that requires to, you know, surrender to expectations, and to surrender to surrender to expectations and restrictions. You know what I mean? And don't give it a time, and who cares who it comes from? You know what I mean? But be real with it. Be honest with it, and don't judge. That's what I mean. Like, who cares who it comes with? No judgment, man, because you don't know who's gonna come. You don't know who's gonna be there for you, and it's always somebody that you least expected. So when you just leave that open, yeah, and it may hurt, and it may be you'll get your ego busted, and you'll learn from it, you'll grow from it, and it still goes. The expansion still flows. You know what I mean? So it's just like, move with it, listen to your soul, It's telling you everything that you need, everything that's not good for you, and you just listen to it, and you don't do it with guilt and shame. So if you need to have a night off and to do some let the inner child play, to laugh, allow it, because that's allowing the energies to move. And when the inner child, the energetic beliefs in the gut are happy, energy flows. And when energy flows, you get this burst of inspiration, articulation. You want to speak, you want to share, you want to give, you want to, you know what I mean? And so you allow it to flow. So it's really important to allow the inner child, that's the emotional, energetic body that's holding on to all the grief, the pain, the doubt, the fear, the lack of acceptance, the abandonment shit, and then it's coupled up with the inner teenager. So you got the inner child that you're trying to create a positive belief, but the energy is connected to the inner child. And in our mental, in the vibrational action, we have the inner teenager who knows everything. And so based on how the inner child is feeling, the inner teenager goes and does stupid shit, right? Not in the, and you know, it may feel good, it may have like a good sensation, but it's not a growth experience, you know what I mean? It's a familiar thing. You're being seen, so you go towards it. And when you can let go and you allow it to all flow, you get to the frequency of desirable outcome. Otherwise, when you let your teenager lead the child, you have a desirable, an undesirable frequency